This is an issue that should be a wake-up call. It will be a true tragedy, a magnified tragedy, if people think, oh, you can have an oil spill of this huge magnitude and not to worry. There are little microbes out there that'll take care of it.
There's a real serious problem with out of sight and out of mind, and it has to do with this oil spill, but it has to do with pollution in general. We are putting an alarming amount of pollution into our precious water resources, and it's impacting the animals, the ecosystems, and ultimately ourselves. I mean, a lot of these chemicals are entering our water table now. And so this concept of things being out of sight and out of mind is very, very dangerous. And it's very important for people to realize the long-term impacts.
We know now that millions of gallons of oil persist in the Gulf. The body of scientists has come together to refute the government reports released in August, saying 75% of the oil is dispersed. It has dispersed into the water column. It's still there. And that's why they say that it's up to 80% remaining in the ecosystem.
So where is this oil? What happened to it? Some of it is still in the marshes. Some of it is down in the sand. But the great majority is in the Gulf of Mexico. It's incorporated into the food chains. And some say, oh, we're so pleased that there are already bacteria, microbes in the Gulf of Mexico that have an appetite for oil. Aren't we lucky? They're doing their job. Well, here's the thing. In a healthy ocean, you've got a great diversity of microbes. And some of them are able to digest oil. They prosper. It's a handful in this great spectrum of diversity of creatures. The others don't prosper. There are winners and there are losers. The winners are the ones that say, "Wow, a feast," and they gobble up the oil. They don't make it disappear. They metabolize it.
Based on studies that have been done in the past from oil spills, we're going to be seeing this for years. I mean, places where it's come in to mangroves, for example, those are poorly aerated regions, and so the bacteria that everybody's been touting that's going to be breaking down the oil are very inefficient. And what's going to happen is that every time you have a storm, everything's going to be re-oiled because the oil is going to be released again.
There's a lot of highly concentrated oiled marshlands in Louisiana, and a lot of really deeply soaked in concentrated oil in Pensacola and Pensacola Beach, and that's going to continue to release and spread throughout the next several years.
There's still a lot of chemical and oil out there that's going to be having an impact, unfortunately, for years to come.
If they have to stop everything because a couple of hurricanes pass in quick succession that pick up all of that oil and hurl it into the marshes and ashore, it's going to be one terrific mess, because the ocean right now is one terrific mess.